Imagine a battlefield with no human soldiers, no commanders shouting orders, and no visible lines of communication. Instead, machines with no hesitation and no fear move with precision, targeting enemy positions with uncanny accuracy. This is not a scene from a futuristic science fiction film. This is the vision driving Russia's latest endeavor, Project Sturm. A resurrection of an ambitious idea, Sturm promises to redefine how wars are fought. But the question remains, is this the dawn of a robotic revolution in warfare, or just another gamble destined for failure? In this episode, we dive deep into the world of autonomous combat systems, exploring how Russia, battered by sanctions and battlefield setbacks, is betting big on unmanned technology. And what does this mean for global military dynamics? Strap in as we unravel the saga of Project Sturm. To understand Project Sturm, we need to go back to its roots. The initial concept for Sturm emerged during a period when Russian military strategists were grappling with a glaring issue: the limitations of traditional armored vehicles. Tanks like the T-90 and the hyped Armata were formidable in design, but were proving less effective against modern, agile threats like drones and precision-guided missiles. The idea behind Sturm was simple, yet revolutionary: create a hybrid between a tank and a drone. This wouldn't just be another remote-controlled toy. It would be a heavily armored, unmanned combat vehicle capable of operating independently or as part of a coordinated swarm. In other words, Sturm was envisioned as a leap into the future of warfare, blending firepower, mobility, and artificial intelligence. However, the project faced significant hurdles from the start. During its early development, it became clear that the technology needed for such an ambitious program simply wasn't ready. Russia lacked the advanced AI, robust communication networks, and sensor systems to make Sturm a reality. Combined with economic constraints, the project was shelved before it could gain traction. But times have changed. The global landscape of warfare has evolved dramatically, and with it, Russia's need to adapt. If there's one conflict that has forced militaries worldwide to rethink their strategies, it's the war in Ukraine. For Russia, this has been a harsh and unforgiving battleground. Traditional tanks, once symbols of invincibility, have been laid bare against modern anti-tank systems and drones. The T-90s and even the futuristic Armata tanks have struggled to survive in an era where precision strikes can render them obsolete. And then there's the rise of FPV drones, small, agile, and devastatingly effective. These first-person view drones, operated by soldiers from miles away, have wreaked havoc on Russia's traditional armored units. They can slip past defenses, target weak spots, and strike with surgical precision. In Ukraine, drones have proven that wars are no longer just about firepower. They're about adaptability and technological superiority. This reality has been a wake-up call for Russian strategists. Project Sturm is their answer. By creating a fleet of unmanned combat vehicles designed specifically to counter modern threats, Russia hopes to regain its edge on the battlefield. So, what does the resurrected Project Sturm look like? This isn't just a rehash of old ideas. The new iteration of Sturm is designed from the ground up to address the shortcomings exposed in Ukraine and beyond. At its heart, the project focuses on creating remotely piloted combat vehicles, RPCVs, that can operate autonomously or under human control. Unlike traditional tanks, these vehicles will be smaller, faster, and more versatile. They'll be equipped with state-of-the-art AI systems capable of real-time decision-making, allowing them to identify threats, navigate complex terrains, and execute missions with minimal human input. The vehicles are also being designed with modularity in mind. This means they can be adapted for different roles, from heavy firepower support to reconnaissance and even electronic warfare. Need a vehicle to disable enemy drones? Swap out the main gun for a directed energy weapon. Need a machine capable of laying down suppressive fire? Equip it with an autocannon and advanced targeting systems. The brilliance of Sturm lies in its technological innovations. These aren't just unmanned vehicles. They're mobile platforms for cutting-edge weaponry and sensors. Here's what makes them unique. First, autonomous navigation. Using a combination of LiDAR, infrared cameras, and advanced algorithms, Sturm vehicles can navigate battlefields with remarkable accuracy. They're designed to avoid obstacles, identify threats, and even coordinate with other vehicles in a swarm-like formation. Second, adaptive firepower. Equipped with machine guns, anti-tank missiles, and possibly even railguns or laser systems, these vehicles can adapt to a wide range of combat scenarios. Their modular design means they can be reconfigured in the field to meet mission-specific needs. Third, swarm intelligence. One Sturm vehicle is dangerous. A dozen working together is a nightmare for any adversary. These vehicles can share data in real time, allowing them to execute complex maneuvers, encircle enemy positions, and launch coordinated attacks. And finally, stealth and survivability. Recognizing the vulnerabilities of traditional tanks, Sturm vehicles are being designed with reduced radar signatures and active protection systems. These systems can intercept incoming missiles and jam enemy targeting systems. But for all its promise, Project Sturm is far from a guaranteed success. The challenges are daunting. First, there's the issue of cost. Developing advanced AI systems, building robust communication networks, and integrating cutting-edge weaponry is incredibly expensive. And with Russia's economy under strain from sanctions and the war in Ukraine, funding such an ambitious project could prove difficult. Then there's the problem of reliability. Autonomous systems are notoriously complex, and any vulnerability, be it a software bug or a cyber attack, could cripple the entire program. Imagine an enemy hacking into a swarm of Sturm vehicles and turning them against their own operators. The risks are immense. Finally, there's the question of operational readiness. Developing the vehicles is one thing. Training soldiers to use them effectively is another. Russia will need to invest heavily in training programs, simulations, and operational testing to ensure these vehicles can perform in real-world conditions. If Project Sturm succeeds, it won't just be a victory for Russia. It will send shockwaves through the global military community. The US, China, and NATO allies are already investing heavily in autonomous systems, but Sturm could accelerate this arms race. The future of warfare will no longer be about who has the most tanks or the largest army. It will be about who has the smartest machines. Moreover, Sturm raises ethical and legal questions. Who is responsible if an autonomous vehicle makes a mistake? How do you ensure these machines adhere to international laws of war? These are questions that the world will need to grapple with as robotic warfare becomes a reality. Project Sturm isn't just a military initiative, it's a vision of the future. A future where battles are fought by machines, where decisions are made by algorithms, and where human soldiers are no longer on the front lines. Whether this vision becomes a reality or fades into obscurity will depend on Russia's ability to overcome the challenges ahead. But one thing is certain, the era of traditional warfare is coming to an end. The battlefield of tomorrow will be shaped by technology, innovation, and the relentless march of progress. So, what do you think about Project Sturm? Is this the future of warfare or just another overhyped experiment? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss the implications of this bold new chapter in military history.